Greetings and welcome. I am back with you this week. Happy summer. Summer is now here, and just as quick as she has arrived, she will be leaving. So, buckle down and enjoy. Just respect, honor the change of seasons. Don't find yourself super busy and super inundated with, work or school or all of these things that you have to do. Use the summer. Summer is a time to retreat. Summer is a time to enjoy and enjoy nature. So allow yourself to get outdoors and have some fun and go to some summer concerts and to take naps if you can during the day and just be at ease. This the time of the year that we can really just appreciate all of the beauty that surrounds us in nature and just really be able to enjoy it. So slow down. And if you live in areas like me, like in Phoenix, you don't have a choice but to slow down because it's hot. Like that heat will wear your ass out. It is hot, hot. So, I've been trying to listen to and take my own advice in terms of slowing down a bit. And so, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out before we get started. So, welcome. Welcome. I'm going to check and see in the chat box if anybody is joining me live. If you are, hello, hello, hello. If you're joining the rebroadcast, hello, hello, hello. I'm really excited about tonight's topic. I'm excited about all the topics, and I'll tell you why, because they really are divine. And what I mean divine is that I intentionally, when I know that I'm going to do a Wellness and Wisdom Wednesday, I intentionally call upon Spirit to ask, what is it that I need to share? What is it that I need to talk about? What is it that people need to receive or people need to hear? And so, with that said, if you do listen to these broadcasts, at any point in time, know that these messages are divinely meant for you to hear it and to receive it, that it is not by accident. So the things that I'm talking about, they resonate because they're meant to resonate. It's intentional. um, and so I don't sit there and try to just create, like, what do I think people want to hear? What do I think is going to be popular this week? What do I think is going to be serving me? I don't, yeah, I completely surrender to whatever needs to come through for you all and myself. All the messages are really divine for me as well. But yeah, I take some time in meditation. I take some time to center. A lot of times when I wake up in the morning, I'll have, yeah, you need to talk about that, or yeah, let's talk, or I'll be reading, or I'll do something, and then it just, like, the thought just comes to me and say, yes, talk about this. This is what whomever is in the space needs to receive or needs to hear, or the divine wisdom or guidance that they need in that moment. So I just wanted to share that with you as well. And so, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and get started. First, I just want to check the feed and make sure that I am broadcasting, and after that I will get started. And so if you're joining me in my Facebook group, welcome. And also, I do these on YouTube Live. And so I don't get as many live viewers in YouTube, but I always get a lot of viewers after the fact, who watch the broadcast at a later time and date. And also, I realized that I was realizing this today, actually, that it may come on a little. I have a lot of you who watch me during on who are on Central Standard Time and on the East Coast. And so it may be kind of late in those spaces. Cause like right now, Mountain Standard Time is only 6 o'clock. And so yes, it looks like I am broadcasting. And so I'll go ahead and get started. So, first of all, thank you. I am very grateful for being back with you again this week. Again, happy summer solstice, happy summertime. It's summertime, hot fun in the summer. I hope you all are enjoying your summer thus far. And if you're not, make it a point to do something fun this summer. My birthday is in a few weeks, and so I have planned a trip to Vegas, and I'm very excited about that. I'm not excited about Vegas so much so because I've been there like a billion times, and it is what it is. And I'm not even into like all of the hoopla. But if you know me, you know that I love music and I love concerts. And Maxwell is going to be there. And I'm going to be sitting right there with him. And so that's what I'm excited about, going to see Maxwell in Vegas. And in Vegas, to Phoenix is like a hour flight. And so that's not bad at all. I could drive it, but I'd rather not. So anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching me live, welcome. If you're watching the rebroadcast, welcome. I'm going to check before I get started. I do want to check any comments just to see if anybody has joined that I can personally send a shout out to. It looks like people are just now starting to come in. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So tonight's topic, and it's again, this is a topic that just kind of jumped in my lap. And so I always pay attention when things jump in my lap because I know it's divine. And so tonight's topic, who are you? Doing your knowledge of self. And so, if I asked you, what is your origin story? Who are you? Why are you? What would you say? If I asked you to tell me your physical and spiritual lineage, could you? And where would you begin? That's the bigger question. Where would you begin? So last week, and this is what kind of brought it to mind. So last week, I was reading this profound book, and I can't speak enough about it. One of the most well researched books that I have read in a very, very long time. Powerful book. It's called Torn Apart. And I talk about it. If you're following me on my website, I am kind of documenting and, putting little tidbits and videos out about my PhD journey. And so if you go to my website, journeytowholeness.org, I have a page that's dedicated to my PhD journey. And I talk a little bit, just a sound bite about this particular book. But last week, or it may have been earlier this week when I was reading Torn Apart, again, the name of the book is Torn Apart, and it's by Dorothy Roberts. This book is about the family policing system, and that's what she calls it or coins it. But in other words, like the technical words, is the child protection or the child welfare system. So, as I was reading this book, because so much information and knowledge that I just had no clue, had no idea of the origins of, it began to come to my awareness that so many people are clueless, completely clueless about the historical origins of a lot of these racist oppressive systems that are currently in place and functioning today. And so, for generations, these inherently oppressive and controlling systems that are designed to keep people subjugated, designed to control, designed to eradicate poor, Black, and Brown people, have both consciously and subconsciously taken over our lives. And this has been from generation to generation to generation. And as you are coming up and you're learning about these different systems and things, you never really think about the origin story of it or how it even came into being and how did we even get here and what was it really designed to do. And so we really don't think about those things. And the reason we don't think about them because we don't know about them. I reading this book, I've had so many like eye-opening moments of just in terms of lack of knowledge and lack of awareness for a lot of the policies, a lot of the laws, a lot of the structural legal oppressive things that are in place that are like part of our just everyday being, like everyday society. And so it dawned on me that many of us don't have this information or this knowledge because we don't read and we don't research our own stories and lives as it pertains to who we are and how we came to be pawns in this global capitalist prison state that destroys us collectively, socially, culturally, ancestrally, physically, and spiritually. So how did all of this stuff come about? And so, one of the things that hit me is that we have become groomed to have knowledge and information spoon fed to us in little sound bites, which include but are not limited to things like our weekly church sermons, an occasional scripture that we read from the Bible, CNN, social media, memes and tweets, YouTube experts like everybody know everything on YouTube, and cultural leaders who profess to have all the answers. But a lot of knowledge and information still remains, even though we're supposed to be in this information age. It remains suppressed. It remains elusive. We are disconnected. We become disconnected. Like we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but just not only with, and I don't want to make this a conversation like solely about political and social systems, but even about ourselves, who we are, where we came from, what are our origins, what are our ancestors' lived experiences. So many of us have fallen short in doing our own work to seek knowledge, truth, and wisdom by first going within to inquire about what is it that we need to know, and then by doing the necessary work of exploring, seeking, researching, and nurturing our minds, bodies, and spirits with knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. And this is the type of knowledge that you're not going to find in school. This is the type of knowledge you're not going to find in an education system that was fundamentally built to keep us, all of us, indoctrinated into seeking knowledge and truth from the sound bites of others. That way, you stay small, you stay uninformed, you stay ignorant. And when you are small, ill informed, ignorant, or being fed everyone else's stories and narratives, you begin to lose a sense of who you are. You begin to lose a sense of truth. You don't even trust your truth because you don't know it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom. And so, this is why you, me, us, we must do our own knowledge to discover truth and have the courage to stand in that truth. Again, I say this despite this being an information age where information and knowledge is just all over the place. Like you could tap into research and you could research from home, library, you don't have to go to the library. Like it's just stuff, information everywhere. But although this is the information age and it's just all out there, you don't know what to believe. You don't know what to trust. You don't know what resonates with you. You don't know who's speaking truth, and you don't know who's being manipulative, and you don't know people's intent, and you don't know people's agenda. I had a really interesting conversation with my daughter. I think it was last week, and she's trying to go onto this into this like healthy eating phase and trying to teach the kids how to eat healthy. And it's just she was like, "Ma, it's so much conflicting information out there. It's a lot of information, but everybody is saying something different, and you don't know who to trust. You don't know what to listen to." And that's why it's so very important that we begin to do the work to find our truth, to seek our own knowledge, to do our own research, to do trial and error and discover what works for us, and then also be able to incorporate tools and techniques to sit, to sit in meditation, to sit in stillness, to ask those who have gone before us, to connect to the ancestors and spirit guides. Like there's this whole like other realm of awareness and knowledge and wisdom and truth that we don't tap into. And that's inwardly into, because all of the answers, believe it or not, lie within you. So even when you get external information, even as I sit in, I talk about the YouTube space or the Facebook space, even as I sit in these spaces speaking wisdom or knowledge or truth that I have amassed or researched or heard from someplace else, it's still up to that individual, to say, well, does that resonate with me? Or does that make sense? Or who is Kimberly J really? Is she somebody I can trust? Is she somebody and so it requires us to have a certain amount of discernment. And then even I'm speaking in sound bites. And so it's still, I'm feeding you, I'm giving you wisdom, I'm giving you knowledge, I'm giving you information in sound bites, but it's up to you to take it and continue to move forward with it. So I could tell you all about this wonderful book, Torn Apart, but it's so you can get the book and read it and do your discovery on whatever book or whatever thought I may be building upon. Is to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you do your work, because I can't do that work for you. And in order to know truth, you have to be able to feel it, sense it, hear it, see it within you. And so that's the issue that we're having in this information age, where we're being inundated with so much information and we don't know what to believe, what to trust, what to receive, et cetera, et cetera. That comes with doing our own work, doing our own research, taking sound bites, and then digging a little bit deeper. And so that's what I want to build upon tonight. I want to build upon a personal call to action that I have for you to do your knowledge. Do the hard work to reclaim and remember who you are and where you come from. Do the work to begin to piece together your origin stories, your spiritual origin stories, your physical origin stories, your ancestral origin stories, because it's in that knowledge that you will be able to more empowered from a place of empowerment to navigate your own space, especially with all of the noise that is going on now and today. And so, greetings, greetings, greetings. I am Kimberly J., spiritual teacher, scholar, activist, master healing practitioner, and the founder of the Journey to Wholeness Center. And I am here to hold a sacred healing space for you, equipped with tools and resources to empower you on your own unique journey to healing and wholeness. I welcome you to Wellness and Wisdom Wednesdays. I can finally say that without stuttering all over myself. Ask Kimberly J Live. And so in this space again, and I'm getting a feel for her often. So it looks like every other week. It looks like I could commit to being in this space every other week without life happening and me traveling or things, throwing me off. But yeah, every other week on a regular basis, we'll begin our time together in this space with a bit of a grounding. I do that for everything because it really does help you center. And a lot of times we're so inundated by listening and hearing with our ears, with our minds, and again, that noise, that chatter, that we don't drop down into our bodies and can really hear with all of our senses, hear with our heart, hear with the sensations of our body. And so meditation gives us that opportunity. And you don't have to do it for very long, only a couple of minutes to really connect to your breath, to ground into the body, and to begin to listen with more senses, be able to listen with the heart. Because the heart is that's our wisdom keeper. That's our place of harmony and balance. That's where things will really begin. Knowledge, wisdom, truth begins to resonate first within this heart center. And so once we ground together, then I'll share some more about tonight's topic. And most of the time, again, these topics, they're divinely led to me by spirit. And a lot of the inspiration for some of these topics, they come from a lot of my lived experiences. It comes from the books that I read, my spiritual teachings, my coaching clients. Sometimes I get inspiration from that. And again, definitely my scholarship and research work. And so I'll share with you tonight's wisdom teaching, and then we'll just open up the space for any thoughts or questions that you have. Again, if you're watching this live, I strongly encourage you to go ahead and just begin to post comments because I will answer them live. And if you are watching the broadcast, then still post comments because I tend to go back in and read all the comments and I can respond. And also, you could always just email me at kdavis@journeytowholeness.org if it's something that you want to ask me as it pertains to anything that you're experiencing in terms of relationships, partnerships, career, money, et cetera, anything that's on your mind and heart. Because as an intuitive, I'm able to tap into a higher consciousness, a higher space of wisdom and clarity, and could perhaps provide you some additional wisdom, guidance, and clarity. And so, with that said, I feel like I've been talking a lot already. But with that said, I want to kind of pull back for a minute and ground. That way we can center, we can open our hearts to be able to receive whatever wisdom that needs to come through. And so I invite you, wherever you are at, to close your eyes. Unless you're driving. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes, but you can still listen to the sound of my voice as I will guide you to a place of centering, of grounding. And so I invite you to close your eyes again and just allow your body to soften, drawing your awareness to your breath, just following the ebb and flow of your breath, allowing it to settle your body, allowing yourself to be very present in this moment, noticing any tightness, any sensations in your body, just allowing them to be being present with all that you are sensing and feeling in this moment. And now take a deep breath in from the belly. Hold it in your heart. and then softly exhale it out. Another deep breath in from the belly. Hold it in your heart and then softly exhale it out. And take one more deep breath in from the belly. Bring it all the way to your heart. Hold it and then softly exhale it out. Allow your breath to return to its normal cadence. And then as you continue to settle into this moment, set your intention to open your heart, to feel deeply within your body. And as you open up your heart, ask yourself the question, who am I? Just take a moment to notice what you may hear, feel, sense, or perhaps see. Just sit with it. No need to judge it. And now take another deep breath in. Breathing it, bringing it to your heart. Open mouth. Exhale it all out. And then begin to make your way back into the space by gently and softly opening your eyes. Maybe doing a little bit of movement. And if it feels good or right for you, or if you did receive a message, then go ahead and if you want to recall it, then go ahead and take a moment and write it down. As I said, when you come into this space, it's always a good idea to have pen and paper, just in case you want to take notes, just in case something resonates with you. And so, thank you. I feel so much better. I feel like zenned out in this moment, right? And so thank you all for doing that grounding with me. And I strongly encourage that you cultivate some type of practice of meditation on a regular basis. So that was a meditation, although we only did it for like 5 minutes, and maybe that was 8 minutes, like 5 to 8 minutes. And that's something that you can do definitely every day or every other day or once a week or whenever you need it. But it's just important that we give ourselves the opportunity to really connect with our body. That's where our power is. So many of us think and believe, we're taught to believe that all knowledge and wisdom comes from the brain, it comes from the mind. And we totally negate and disregard the wisdom of the body. And the wisdom of the body is so powerful because it gives you the sensations, it gives you the silent indicators, the movement, it gives you the visions, it gives whatever your intuitive gifts or ability, it becomes heightened when we're in that meditative state, and it gives us the wisdom, it gives us the clarity. So I strongly encourage you cultivate a practice of meditation, and we can talk about that more at the end because I do have a whole library of guided meditations that'll help you for whatever it is you're going through. And so I'll definitely put a link to that after this broadcast. So thank you. So, again, this evening, I want to talk to you about doing the work of knowing yourself, discovering who you are and why you are, your physical and spiritual origins that are rooted in the narratives and lived experiences, not only of you, but everyone connected to you, and including, most of all, your ancestors. So keep in mind that these lineages, both your spiritual and physical lineages, they extend far beyond most of our origin stories because our origin stories are physical origin stories that begin with slavery or colonization or patriarchy and capitalism. And so when I say lineages, extending beyond the structures and the systems that have been put into place to help us disassociate or to create the disassociation between who we are, what we are, and why we are. So I know that these times are calling for us to do just that, to find and stand unapologetically in our truths. It is imperative that during these politically, socially, culturally, economically, physically, mentally, emotionally trying times that we engage in the conscious inner and outer work to seek knowledge for ourselves. Seek it for yourself. The knowledge that will empower you and provide clear direction and guidance for how to navigate these times. And how to navigate these times with courage and with faith and knowing who we are, whose we are, and why we are. That is so mission critical right now. Again, especially as everything seems to be in balance, finding and seeking that balance first from within. Because when you can find and seek it from within, rooted in the knowledge and truth of who you are, why you are, and why you came to be here, then that permeates out to everyone else. So, in other words, our work in this world, in this moment, must involve a reclamation of both our physical and spiritual lineages. Again, to empower and ground us into this sense of self worth, creative action, and communal preservation. So to persevere, we got to do this work. It's like not optional. We have to do these work. These times are mandating us to all go back and fetch what has been lost and stolen and disconnected from us. Our culture, our spirituality, our divine connections to nature, our humanity, our identity, compassion, love, family, peace, community, and using all of those powerful energies to create and to begin anew. It's mandatory. It's mandatory. And when I think about that, I always think about the term, the word, the principle, the concept, the philosophy of Sankofa. And Sankofa is a word from the West African Ghana tribe, the Akan. I may have mispronounced that, but the Akan tribe in Ghana. And it means that we must go back and reclaim our past so we can move forward, so we can understand why and how we came to be where we are today, and to retrieve the gifts that we forgot we had, the gifts that we left behind, the gifts that were taken away from us, the wisdom, the courage, the knowledge, the creativity. It's time to go back and reclaim who we are through our divine connection with spirit, through our divine connection with our ancestors, through our divine connections with nature. This is the only thing that will work. So I ask you, who are you? Who are you outside of your role, your job, your career, your title, outside of being a mother or a father, a wife or a husband, a grandparent? Who are you? Where do you come from? Who are you? Who are your people? And where are you going? So, knowledge of your physical and spiritual lineage will help you reclaim and reaffirm your power to change and transform your inner world and what's needed in the outer world. It will liberate us all from this perceived control that this oppressive regime has, and again, perceived, has had over our minds, bodies, and spirits. But we must do the work to seek those truths and knowledge for ourselves. And I can guarantee you that it won't solely come from your pastor, from CNN, from social media, from the little memes, from YouTube, from Twitter, from Google. It won't come from those places. It's going to come from you doing the really hardcore inner work and outer research to do the knowledge, to get what was lost, to go back to what was forgotten, and to be able to use those gifts and those tools of wisdom to get us to this next phase. Like shit is happening in this world, and we got to get not only survive it, but thrive and create anew to break these cycles. And so, to begin the process, I offer you a couple of suggestions. The first one, read. I know y'all don't like to read. It's hard for me to read sometimes. But my God, when I open up a book, the knowledge and wisdom that tends to roll off those pages are invaluable. And not just read like romance novels, like read cultural and spiritual teachings that go far beyond the Bible. It's so much more information out there. And I'm not trying to denigrate the Bible or say it's not, because yeah, that it's a powerful book as well. But there are a lot of powerful spiritual books out there, and it gives you a deeper meaning, a deeper awareness, a deeper connection, not only of yourself but of others and the world around you. It's no longer enough just to, amass a certain amount of knowledge in your own little world, because we live in a global environment, and everything that I do affects the next person and the next person and the next person. And so reading more globally, reading cultural books, reading spiritual teachings, reading about indigenous histories of all indigenous cultures, reading about social justice movements here in the United States and in other countries, reading about the ancestors, your ancestors, others' ancestors, reading books that the government now is trying to ban. Those are the books that you need to be reading. Read, and research. Do your knowledge. And so I give you a really quick example. How I know this is so important, because anybody could tell you, anybody who grew up with me and mom, I hated history. The worst subject, the worst class, the worst. I hated all history in high school. In college, I don't even think I took a history class in college. Maybe I took one, but man, dry. I hated history. I hated history. And why? As I got older, I realized why, because I didn't see myself. All of the stories and the narratives that are in the textbooks, the history textbooks, ain't no black and brown people in there. And if there are black and brown people in there, it's always about your subjugation. It's always about you being enslaved. It's always about you being colonized, the colonized other. So these ain't feel good stories. And they inscribe and re-inscribe you as being substandard, subservient, inferior. So that's why I didn't like those history books. That's why I hated history, because I couldn't make a connection. But please believe, y'all, there are so many authors and books and narratives and stories about the lived experiences of Black, Brown, and Indigenous people that go far beyond just slavery or just colonization or just abuse and oppression. And it is a wealth of information and knowledge out there, but you have to find it. They're not putting it in the schools. That's why this whole thing with like critical race, they don't even put them books in the school. Come on, that's why it's a whole bunch of bullshit. Because the books and stuff that they're talking about, not even in the schools. They ain't in no grammar school and high school learning about that. They not reading Torn Apart by Dorothy Roberts or her other book, Killing the Black Body. They're not reading stuff like that. And so that's for you to do. It's knowledge out there for you to seek so you can learn more about you, about your culture, about spirituality, about ancestors, about our indigenous spiritual belief systems. It's so much out there. And so that's the first thing. Read, 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 research, research, research. The second thing is spend time in meditation with spirit. Sit with spirit. Oh my gosh, there's so much wisdom and knowledge and information to be gleaned when you can sit in stillness. Because all the answers at the end of the day, really, they lie within you. But you have to believe that to be true, and you have to get it. You have to go seek it. And so your higher self, your ancestors, your spirit guides, ask. Ask them for wisdom. Inquire about the things that you don't know that you want to know. Ask them where to begin your self exploration. Ask where to seek knowledge, wisdom, and truth. And seek it with the same fervor that you seek material gain and wealth. The most valuable resources on this planet right now are wisdom and knowledge. And that's wisdom and knowledge of self. Because with that, you can't be defeated. With that, it helps you navigate a way out of no way by tapping into your divine power because you learn that it's there. You learn that it's there. You're awakened to the fact that it's there when you do the knowledge. And it gives you the ability to divest from distractions and all of this deceptive information that continues to seek and control you, me, all of us. And so knowledge of self and doing that knowledge empowers you to see, hear, feel, and sense the divine guidance and truth that is within you and all around you that's rooted in connection, rooted in love, rooted in universal love. And so when you begin to do that wisdom, when you begin to know who you are, why you are, you connect to something bigger. You connect to something greater. You connect to a source of power that is within you that nobody can take away from you. Nobody can take it away from you. You can't unknow it once you know it. So again, I ask you, who are you? Where do you come from? Who are your people? And more importantly, where are you going? And so now I want to open it up the space. If you have any thoughts or questions, let me see if I have any comments, any questions. Go into the chat space. Greetings. Hello. Who is the Facebook user that is on? Let me go look. Oh my gosh, it's kind of warm in here. And I hope that I don't accidentally, every time I go to my phone, I be turning this volume on, and I'm hoping that I don't do that. So I can see, hey, Demi. Oh my gosh, sending you so much love and blessings. And please, please, please reach out to me if you just need to chat. And so I'm still sending you continued love and prayers as I know you're going through a really difficult time. So I just wanted to say that personally, that I'm sending you love and a lot of healing energy. And so thank you for jumping in here. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions. And so, again, if you're going to watch this, if you're watching this at a later time and date, then please still feel free to post whatever thoughts or questions you may have in the comments. And so, that is all I have for this evening. Again, if there is something that you want to chat about personally, something that resonated with you, you can always, always, always send me an email. Let me turn that phone thing off. You can always send me an email. You can reach out to me at kdavis@journeytowholeness.org. Again, I do offer one-on-one healing sessions so we can talk about whatever your particular situation is, and we could talk about tools that may help you, resources that may help you in terms of whatever it is that you're going through personally. And then as I'm, thinking about the subject of knowing yourself, of knowing who you are, again, one of the most powerful tools in doing that is meditation, is going to spirit, is working with ancestors, all of these things, all of these energetically high vibrational energetic things that we can begin to incorporate and do within our lives. And so one of the things that I pulled together was a meditation library where I have guided meditations to help you, to guide you, rooted in setting intentions for whatever it is that you need in the moment. So and these meditations help you to go on a journey of self-discovery, of healing, of releasing, of getting the wisdom, of doing the knowledge, of seeking your truth, of connecting to your ancestors, of connecting to your higher self. And so I'll put a link out there where you can go in and check out that meditation library as well. And so I thank you. I thank you. If you have any questions, again, email me. I'll be back in the space in the next couple of weeks. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, and thank you. I have so much really, really good content out there. So I'll put a link to that as well. So you all enjoy the rest of your warm summer Wednesday night. I'm sending you so much love, healing, truth, and blessings. Do your work, do the knowledge, and I'll talk to you all soon.